Hello everyone, this is Dr. Ilyas. Today's presentation is about discussion as a part of the research report. Many student researchers and junior researchers find it difficult to actually have an understanding regarding the discussion part of their studies, or actually so what discussion is, why is discussion needed in the research reports, and actually how to actually include discussion. So this brief presentation is about the definition of discussion, or what discussion is and why is discussion needed in research reports, and how can actually include discussion in our research reports. So this is the presentation is basically at a general understanding of the discussion. So let us begin first with the definition of discussion. Discussion could be defined in the research context. Discussion could be defined as a critical and contextual analysis and evaluation of the process, results, findings, and outcomes of a research study. Basically, a discussion could be restricted to the findings or results of the research study. But I have also included the process, because in most cases, research is the findings of the research, or the results or outcomes of the research, are context bound. And generally, it is important to refer to the process of research as well when we are discussing the results or the findings of research. So generally, the discussion process actually involves the presentation of the findings, then the description of the findings of a particular research study. Then there is the analysis of the findings and synthesis, which actually means getting into a whole meaning of the findings, and then interpretation of the findings, or interpreting the findings, is also part of the discussion. And ultimately, all of this is actually aimed at an evaluation of the findings of our study. So these are some of the processes that are involved, that we need to do when we are actually discussing. So in other words, the process of discussion involves the process of presenting findings, describing those findings. Then there is this element of analysis and synthesis, and also interpretation, or actually meaning making or understanding, and ultimately evaluation of the findings of a particular study. So that's about the what of discussion. Then we go to the second important question about it, and that's the how of it. So how is actually discussion done in the context of research studies? The how, actually, I have responded to the how of discussion in the form of questions. So researchers, when they are conducting the discussion part of their study, these are some of the questions in the light of which researchers can actually conduct and can actually structure the discussion part. So the first question is, what were the main objectives or research questions or hypotheses? So when you are writing the discussion part of the research report, or when we are discussing our findings, it is important that we refer back to what were our objectives, or what were our research questions. So it is essential that the reader should be taken back to the objectives of the research process, or the main research questions around which the research revolved around, or the hypotheses on which the research was actually based. So this is quite important, that in the beginning of the discussion section, there is reference to these important and the basic elements of the research. Then the second question that helps in the how of discussion is, what are the main findings related to each objective and or research question and or hypotheses? So once the research objectives or questions or hypotheses have been recapitulated, the second thing then that can structure our discussion is actually what did we get related to these individual objectives and research questions and hypotheses. So then what are the implications of each of these findings? It's not just that you present that this was finding related to this objective and this is the finding related to this research question, or this is the answer to this particular research question, but also when you are actually discussing, you need to be in a position to actually think about and share the implications or discuss the implications of each of those findings. So you have found something. Now, what does that actually mean, or what does that imply? And then what are the implications of the findings of the study overall? So implications of findings related to each objective, but then you need to also summarize the overall implications of the findings of the study in the discussion part. The how goes a bit further, and there are some other questions that we need to respond to in order to actually respond to the how of the discussion part. So how do the findings of this study relate to previous studies? In other words, how are your findings similar to other studies? How are they different from those studies, from the findings of those studies? But also, what could be possible reasons for similarity and differences? This is also something that one needs to, that the researcher needs to discuss. So there could be contextual issues, contextual factors that might have impacted the way your findings are similar to or different from findings of other studies. Again, if there are similarities between your the findings of your study and the findings of others, or if your findings are different from the findings of other researchers, what are the implications of that? That is also something. This question is also something that will help in actually improving the quality of our discussion. And then what are the theoretical, practical implications of those findings? So the findings that you have got in your study, how are they adding to the theory in the field in which you are conducting research? How are they further explaining the theory? How are your findings adding to what dimensions of the theory that is already available over there? Plus, what are the practical implications of your findings? So you need to discuss the theoretical implications and the practical implications of your findings in order for the discussion to be considered as a valuable and strong discussion. Here is an example of how to actually structure your discussion. And this example is actually from my own thesis, my own PhD thesis. So I actually explored the connotations and implementations of reflection in the teacher education context. So actually I structure my whole thesis revolving around the three main questions, that is the what, the how, and the why, so what of reflection. So in the light of that structure, I also structured my discussion chapter. And so this is how you can also give some structure to the discussion part of your thesis or the discussion part of your paper. The what part of the discussion actually revolved around the questions of defining the definition of reflection and the subject matter of reflection. So actually, how was reflection defined by the participants in my study, or what definition actually came out of my study, and what definitions came out of the literature that I reviewed for my study. And so what were similarities and differences, and so what did I conclude from that? That was done in the first part of the discussion section of my thesis. And then the how was the second part of the discussion. And the how actually revolved around what strategies and practices were actually associated, or how was actually reflection implemented in practical terms in teacher education programs. And what were some of the factors that impacted reflection or reflective practice? So this was the second part of it. So what strategies and practices other researchers identified, and what I found in my findings, in my research, those were actually analyzed and synthesized, and so I got to some conclusion. There were areas of similarities and there were areas of differences. And then the why, so what was actually about the rationale or usefulness of reflection, and how reflective practice, the implementation of reflective practice could be improved in the teacher education context. So what findings I got from the views or perceptions of my respondents related to the usefulness or rationale of reflection, and what other researchers had already identified. Again, the discussion involved both the what, how, and why of my own findings related to the rationale and usefulness of reflection, and also the interpretation and analysis of findings of my study in the light of the findings of other people's study. And so you can see that this is one way of structuring your discussion, but one could also have other structures of discussion. Generally, the discussion will be structured in the light of the research objectives and research question. So again, to reiterate the point that this brief presentation was aimed at actually explaining the general process of discussion rather than going into the detail of how you actually practically do that. In order for junior researchers and student researchers to understand discussion in more detail, I would like to advise that one needs to actually do a lot of reading, especially of the discussion sections of quality research journal, quality research papers, and good quality research thesis. Also, discussion with your supervisors and seniors will also help. But the most important thing is reading a lot of previous studies, especially the discussion sections, and reading those critically, and rereading these, and then actually making attempts to write and rewrite and to get feedback on what you have written as discussion. All of these are very important in helping you to write good discussions. Thank you for your time. Take care. Bye.